Jack Jones, the Juggernaut. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unleashed in the car. And if we're in the car, then you know what time it is. What time is it?
Time to go mobile.
That's right, baby. We are on our way to the gym. Let's do this thing. So, if you watched my last podcast, you know that yesterday was my last official day in the Navy. So, the next time I go and do any kind of Navy stuff down at the hospital, it's going to be to get my retired ID. It's going to be just to sew up a couple of extra things, clear out my locker, that sort of thing. So, first of all, I want to put out there that there was a massively positive outpouring from people that I've met, people I've had contact with since my time in the service, when I put up about, the sort of struggle I was having around my last day, and, I didn't really want to show up and accept any awards, and, but I just want to say that the positivity that came out from people on Facebook and Instagram, people I've met, people I've trained with, people I've served with, was absolutely fantastic. So if you were one of those people, man, thank you so much for that. I take that right to my heart. I really appreciate that. So thank you very much. And it made this whole transition that much better. But there is something new that I kind of want to touch on today. And it's just, in general, like between the officers and the enlisted, it seems like the enlisted folk, just in general, tend to treat each other really badly. And I just wonder why that is. It seems like as enlisted in general, we're not really that good to each other. Like if you ever see officers and how officers treat each other, generally it's much more positive, much more encouraging, and I just wish that we as enlisted could learn to do that. I don't know why. It's always because we're clamoring over each other, trying to get the best evals, trying to get the best whatever, but it just seems like the enlisted are always, kind of clawing over each other, while the officers are usually a lot more positive and courteous to each other. And I got that sensation when I was applying for school. So let me just kind of tell you what happened here. Let me back it up for a second. So, I know exactly what I want to do when I get out of the military. I want to go straight into nursing school, and there's a school right by the new house that we just moved into. So, I put in my application. I actually put in my application a year ago when I was supposed to get out. You can watch my other podcast for if you want some clarity on that. But I got into school, and what's crazy, and actually a little bit, felt like it was meant to be a little bit, is that 1 hour after I left the hospital for the last time, they sent my letter via email saying that I'd been accepted into college. So that's awesome. They got my acceptance letter, and there's a couple more things I got to do, but it's all pretty much ready to go. So I went online that night, did a couple of things on the website. They sent me my login information, and like I said, I've been dealing with the school for a little over a year now, because I was supposed to go to school last year, but then I got extended, so I haven't been able to go to school yet, but now it looks like I will be. But what's interesting is that every single person that I've dealt with in trying to get to go to the school have been so kind, so positive, so nice. Everybody's been like, oh yeah, and just, call me anytime. This lady from the admissions office, I must have sent her like, at one point, probably 3 emails a day, and she responded every time. She was really, polite, nice, and I was even saying like, hey, listen, I'm sorry for all the emails and all the messaging. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer all of them. And she was like, hey, look, that's why we're here. It's not a big deal, no problem. We're here to help you. And just like, and if you're, enlisted in the military, it's like, wow, you're not used to that kind of treatment at all, So I'm like really trying to make sure that I'm being gracious and grateful. And, since I'm using my GI Bill to go to school, she says, oh, hey, listen, since you're using that from the military, talk to this guy, he's our veteran liaison or whatever, he'll help you get that squared away. I'm like, cool. And wouldn't you know it, the one guy that's rude to me through this whole process is the veteran liaison. I mean, you can tell right away he's probably retired Army or Navy or whatever, you know, and he's just like, you know, I called him on the phone because I sent him a bunch of emails and he never responded. So it's like, uh-oh, maybe I have the wrong email address. Maybe I have, you know, maybe I did something wrong. So I call him and it's like, hi, my name's, you know, Big, and I was wondering, you know, I sent you a few emails and I was wondering if you received them or not. He's like, yeah, I received them. Okay, well, great. Do I need to do anything else? He's like, listen, man, you need to do this and that and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and just right off the top, like really aggressive, really rude. And I'm like, got it. So you're the requisite retired military guy with a chip on his shoulder, you know, probably been retired for 20 years, you know, and he's still got a chip on his shoulder. Like, why do we do that to each other, you know? I mean, you know, he knows that I was enlisted. He knows what my rank was, you know, he knows what my job was. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that if, you know, I had been an officer, some 04 or above, he wouldn't have acted like that, you know. But it's just, you know, one more example of how the enlisted treat each other like shit. Like, why do we do that to each other, you know? And I don't want to be like, you know, if you guys are out there watching me right now, hey, listen, I am guilty of that too. I know I am. So I want to take this opportunity right now. If I have been a jerk, you know, even at my command right now, I've had a chip on my shoulder. I've been salty. I've been salty to like everybody. You know, I don't give a shit if you're enlisted, officer. You know, I've been, you know, in a bad mood, in a bad way, and you know, I'll take this opportunity right now to apologize if I was unkind to you, if I was rude in any way, and you know, you didn't deserve it. I apologize. Hell, you know, even if you did deserve it, I still apologize. You know. We shouldn't be like that to each other, you know. Enlisted work our asses off, you know. We work hard. We're not lazy. Most of us aren't lazy, but, you know, you're always going to have that, you know, and no matter what society you're in, you're always going to have that percentage of people who just don't care no matter what. So, you know, if I could take one thing away from my experience in the military, it's, you know what, you're responsible for the environment that you create, you know. So if you go to work and it's a good work environment, you know, you got good people to work around, that's something you have to cultivate. That's not just something that, you know, you could just walk into. You know, that's something that you guys have to cultivate, you know. So you have to put that together. You have to work together to make it a good environment for everybody. You know, it doesn't just happen overnight. You know, you have to have trust, you have to have good attitudes, and you have to have good leadership for the most part, you know. And if those little pieces of the puzzle aren't into place, then that's how you end up with, you know, Balboa. So, but anyway, all I'm trying to say is that, you know, this new chapter at school, man, I'm nervous about going to school anyway, man. You know, I haven't been to college in years and years and years. And last time I went, you know, I went to Arizona State and I didn't get a degree because I was majoring in boobies. So I got a doctorate in sexy ladies, but that doesn't translate well to the outside world. So I'm taking another crack at college. So I don't know how it's going to go. I mean, you know, obviously this time I'm not in sports, so we don't have that to worry about. I'm not out there looking for females because I got my lady at home, you know. But, you know, I got other things to worry about. You know, I got kids now, you know, I got bills, you know. So, you know, I'm not sure how this new college experience is going to go, but all I know is that, you know, all you can do is just like any other military evolution. All you can do is come at it in a positive way, you know. Yeah, some parts of it are going to suck, but you know what? For most of us, when we look back on it, you know, that stuff that we thought was going to suck so bad, it doesn't suck so bad because you're with your buddies, you know, you're with your buddies and you're with people that are going through it right there with you. So generally that makes it not so bad. So let me know what you guys think. What are your guys' plans after the military? What do you think you should do? What do you think I should do after the military? Should I just do YouTube full time and make these goofy videos for you? Should I go out there and make something of myself? If you're one of those people out there who were positive and who were a good influence on me, let me know down in the comments. If I was one of those people who were a good influence on you, let me know that in the comments as well. Like, share, and subscribe to BJBL Unleashed on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram while you're at it, and I will see you guys next time for more Unleashed.